Welcome. If you're watching the replay, you're watching the credit and travel hacking basics. I haven't done this in a while, and I want to do a quick live and basically tell everybody that's kind of starting out with credit and travel hacking how they can start. What's the process of starting? Because all I talk about a lot of the time is advanced stuff. It's super advanced stuff. So I want to do a quick basics overview of how just about every single person on this call, no matter whether you're in US, you're like 18, 19, 20, 30, you're in Canada or UK or Australia, can start leveraging credit for primarily we'll focus on travel hacking, but also starting a business, making investments. What's up, fam? What's happening, guys? If you guys are hopping on right now from TikTok, let me know in the comments that you're from TikTok. I wanted to get an idea how many of you are from TikTok right now. Because a lot of people, one of the videos blew up. I'm back on TikTok. Haven't been there for like a couple months. Fake background much. Yeah. Super fake background. Extremely fake. That pool, I wish I could throw something in it. But yeah, super fake background. It's in my pictures all over my Instagram. What's happening, guys? Where do we get the shirt? My man, it's a one-of-one shirt. I haven't made them yet because they're super expensive. Yes, I saw you on TikTok. What's up? If you guys are hopping on right now, I'm literally going to give you a breakdown of how you can start travel hacking and give you a basics understanding of credit, how to leverage it for travel hacking and how to leverage it for a business or even making some investments. Or a good touch. What's up? All right, let me pin a comment really quick. I got great credit, but only one credit card. That's not great credit. A great credit score, maybe, but a great credit profile, no. Great credit means that you have a great credit score, but also a very thick credit profile. And why we're talking about credit is it's because with credit, that's how you start travel hacking. It's not how you get to the very advanced levels of travel hacking, like how you do 150 flights per year, but it's how you start. Like I'll tell you guys on this call how you can literally go and take your first couple free flights and just get into travel hacking on this call right now. We'll keep it pretty brief, like maybe 30 minutes, but I'll tell you on this call right now. Greetings from Mexico. What's up? We got 50 people on. Let's wait till we get a little bit more. Let me pin a comment really quick. But in the meantime, let me know where you guys are from. Are you guys from US? Are you in Cali? Are you in New York? Are you in UK, Australia? Where are you guys from? Let me know. Credit and travel hacking. There we go. All right, by the way, I'm going to throw out some resources for you guys during the call, so be ready to screenshot stuff, okay? USA, India, California, hell yeah. Cali, Texas. And by the way, if you guys are just following me, next week I'll be doing some traveling, so you guys are gonna see some travel hacking in action. Go touch the pool. Why are you so concerned with the pool? He thinks it's a fake pool. Go to my Instagram, go to any of my videos, I'm in the pool. Texas, Cali, Maryland, hell yeah. Oh snap, I'm ready. Good, man, good. And so tell me, because it's a fake background, just to let you guys know, here, I'll go touch the pool. Yep. Fake life, fake background, fake drink, fake hair. I'm wearing a wig right now. People are funny, man. People are so skeptical. They're skeptical of everything. Even good shit. They're literally it's just going to pass them by because they're like, nah, it's a scam. It's fake. It's a bunch of bullshit. They're sitting in their mom's garage all day. I'm not talking about you specifically, but like a lot of people that say this is cap, that's fake, that's a scam. Their whole life is cap. and like maybe in a long time they'll realize it. I love your wig. Thank you. I appreciate it. I just got a perm a couple days ago. Got my wig. Do you pass the information? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So, I want to tell you guys a little story how I got into travel hacking and how I got screwed over pretty fucking bad, and how a lot of you need to know this before you get into it. Okay? So, when I was 18, I'm 26 right now. I had absolutely no money. I was going to college in San Francisco. I was going to Berkeley, and I was 18 or 19, just came out of high school. I had no money. Like, I had absolutely no money to my name. I was maybe making, I don't know, $1,000 a month, and then I was spending maybe $1,600 on expenses like rent and stuff like that. San Francisco is super expensive, and I was going to college for 4 years, so that was my first year. But I'm like, man, like, is this really for me? Like, is this really for me? Like, I'm taking these classes. I was going for, funny enough, I was doing nursing. Okay, I was doing nursing. Like, I'm in business right now, but I was doing nursing because I had no idea what to do. So, but I always wanted to see the world. Like, I always wanted to travel. Because at 18, I took my first trip to Thailand. It was my first trip by myself. I spent all the money I had, and I took a flight with one of my friends. And when I got there and I stayed there for 2 weeks, I'm like, man, like, leaving the place where I grew up, spent all my time, and going to a different country, meeting new people, having new experiences by myself, like, even though I spent all my freaking money, that was the best feeling ever. The best memories. Like, those things are invaluable. So when I came back, the problem is I had no money left. I had no money at all. Like, what I was doing to make money, I was doing taste testing for like yogurts. I was doing fitness classes for people. So I was like, making $20, $30, $40 here. I didn't have money, but I wanted to travel really bad. But the dilemma was I was going to college the entire time. I was taking like 6 classes, and I'm like, so what am I gonna do? I'm going to school, but I really want to travel, and I got no money. Luckily, I kind of figured something out. I got a white envelope in the mail. You could be a nurse. Yeah. So I got a white envelope in the mail, and it's from a company called American Express. That's a big credit card company all around the world. And they said, if you meet these spending requirements, we're gonna give you 5,000 points, or it was 100,000 points. And I met these requirements by just, my friend wanted a laptop. It was like $4,000 or $5,000. I bought him the laptop. He paid me back. I got these points. I did the same exact trip again, except now I didn't pay for the flight. I didn't pay for the hotel, and something clicked. I'm like, there's got to be a way to keep doing this. There's got to be a way to keep getting these points, keep taking these flights. And what I did with college is, instead of going to my classes all the time, by the way, I graduated with 2 degrees, finance and marketing. I didn't learn shit, by the way, but I still graduated. I was basically going to the professors, and I'm like, look, I got this family situation. I can't make it to the classes. Can I just like come in, do attendance, and then take the tests? Is that cool? And a lot of them agreed to it. So I started travel hacking. Like, I started figuring out how to get these points. And the way I was doing it was opening up multiple credit cards, doing it in a way where I can get multiple at a time, get a bunch of sign-up bonuses. And I'll give you guys in like literally 5 minutes one of the cards that you can go and apply to if your credit is on point, and literally get 60,000 points without spending shit, without spending anything. Maybe like $1, okay? So just stick around. We already got 70 people on the call. And so I started taking these flights when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, and it's all using credit in the beginning, okay? It's all using credit in the beginning. And from the time I was 18 to 21, I've probably been to like 25 countries, and I'm like, man, like I found something that is like, that literally gave me a taste of freedom at a super young age. Something that people only experience when they get older, they get money, and they spend it on traveling, which is obviously very expensive. But I'm doing this with like the very, very minimal amount of money that I had, which is like if you guys just hopping on, I said I was making $1,000 a month, and I was spending all of it on like utilities, rent, whatever, housing. And my financial situation was very shitty, but I was still like flying first class. I was going to different countries, and people were like, damn, this guy's a billionaire. When in reality, I had literally no money in the bank whatsoever. I was just traveling for free. I wasn't making any money. So for those of you guys that are like, damn, do I need a lot of money to do this? Do I need a high income to start? No. You need a basic understanding of credit. Get your credit on point. Whether you're in the US, UK, Australia, if you're in a country that has a credit system, you can make this happen. In the US, it's obviously a lot easier, but my point stands. So to start, you need a basic understanding of credit. And for you to get a basic understanding of credit, you can literally go to a website. If anybody is one of my students in here, just throw it down in the comments, please. Put down in the comments, uscreditcardguide.com. And when you guys see somebody comment that, I want you to screenshot it. I want you to screenshot it because that's going to give you an understanding of credit card rewards. Excuse me. Credit card and travel rewards. Somebody please comment it so everybody has it. Okay, it's called uscreditcardguide.com. Let me answer a couple questions really quick. Open up credit cards that give you points for opening them. For opening them and meeting the requirements for spending. Now you have to understand that there are ways to meet the spending requirements without actually spending anything. I'm gonna give you guys one example that's like super basic, super easy to meet on the call. After somebody, there we go. All of my students are commenting it. So take a screenshot, uscreditcardguide.com. Julski commented right there. And you're going to go to that site after this call or tomorrow or whatever, and you're going to go through it. You're going to get an understanding that there are crazy amount of credit cards that give you a crazy amount of rewards. And just having a basic understanding of credit, understanding how to get your credit on point, and opening up credit cards systematically, you can literally get enough travel for the next 2 to 3 years. Literally. And then once you get to the very advanced level, there's an entire world of travel hacking without credit. Without credit. Like 2019, I took I think it was like 147 flights. 147 flights. If you guys saw my TikTok videos, it would have been about $500,000. I paid like literally next to nothing. Like maybe some sort of fees or whatever, but like I paid next to nothing. So I want to give you guys a breakdown on credit, okay? How you start. I want to give you guys a basic understanding of credit, okay? But before I do, I want to tell you how I got screwed over really freaking bad after I got out of college. Like I went to college, I got my degrees, I passed, and I was travel hacking. Life was good, but here's the thing, I was not making any money. Like you guys that like just followed me, see me on TikTok and are like, this guy's cap, he just has a shitload of money. That's like, now that's the case, but when like 3 years ago, I was dead broke. I was dead broke. My parents, by the way, just to give you guys an understanding, my parents are not rich, they're middle class. Like parents did not support me. I was always on my own. I was making $1,000 until I was freaking 22 or 23. I'm 26 right now. And look, in the last 3 years, life changed freaking fast, man. And I want to give you guys just an understanding, just so you can relate. I want to tell you that I was in your shoes. If you're not where you want to be, I was there. Like, I was there just trying to figure out what the fuck can I do to pass that $1,000 a month. I was hustling on every possible thing that I could think of, and I could still not make any money. However, I got a taste of freedom because I got into travel hacking super early, and I was already like there's got to be a way to like do something more. There's got to be a way. Someone's doing it. But here's the thing. I was hanging around people that were just, the only thing I was hearing is the mediocre shit that they were doing. Because all the people around me, they weren't doing anything big. Like there were no new ideas. There was nothing happening. And nothing's gonna happen to you if you stick around those kind of people. Your brain will literally solidify and think, this is all cap. Besides my environment, everything's cap. Because you don't know better. I didn't know better until I literally just stopped talking to everybody and just like went on my own. Let me finish the story and then I'll answer some questions, okay? You guys can drop the questions. So, when I was 22, I'm like, it's got to be more. I stopped talking to everybody, and I'm like, I'm gonna go start a business, because when I got out of college, I couldn't freaking find a job. I got 2 degrees from a very good school, yet I cannot go find a job. If you guys listen to any of my podcasts on iTunes, like I break down my full life story, and I couldn't find a job. I applied to 100 different places when I left college, and the only place that just called me back, it was like some bank that was gonna pay me $10 an hour. I'm like, what the fuck? I just spent almost $100,000 for my 2 degrees, and I'm getting a $10 an hour job? This ain't right. Like, that's a scam. You want to know what's a scam? That's a freaking scam. And I'm not saying, like, don't go to school. Go to school with the mentality that, hey, this is not going to set me up for life. It's not. It's not enough. It's not teaching you real world skills, knowledge. It's not. I came out, I couldn't even get a fucking job. I was 22, and I'm like, dude, I can't even pay a rent. I'm still hustling. I had a perfect resume, by the way. I had a perfect resume. Like, you think I'm some sort of like super scholar if you read my resume that got denied. So I'm like, all right, look, this is, I've always wanted freedom. I've always wanted to work for myself. So this is my opportunity. I can't get a job. So I'm like, this is probably like what the universe's way of telling me, just go for it. Just go be an entrepreneur and work for yourself. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do? Like, I'm seeing all these people winning on Instagram and like YouTube. They're like, I'm a drop shipper. I'm an Amazon seller. I'm this. I'm in real estate. I'm a fucking badass. I'm making millions. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to do everything. I'm just going to do everything and see what sticks. Worst idea ever. Like, if you put your focus, the saying that if you go try to catch 2 rabbits at once and you're going to catch none, I was trying to catch 5 rabbits at once and I was not catching shit. And so keep in mind, I was not making money. But what I did have is a bunch of credit cards with a bunch of credit limits that I was initially just using for travel hacking, to go travel for free. But now I'm like, I want to start a business. And for that, you need money. A lot of the times. But a lot of the times you can actually just do without money if you're doing like a service business or whatever. So I'm like, all right, I'm doing 5 things at once. I got all these credit cards. I'm just going to go start spending money because something's got to stick. Something's going to work. Keep in mind, I didn't go learn from anybody. The people around me were pretty much just retarded. Like, they were not making any more money than me. I had no new ideas. My ego was like this. My skills were like this. And so I'm like, I'm smart enough. I can make it happen. 6 months later, I'm in $82,000 worth of credit card debt. I'm in $82,000 worth of credit card debt at 22 or 23, like 22 years old. And I'm making $1,000 a week still. That's going all towards expenses. I'm like, oh shit, I'm in a bad place. I'm in a bad place. So, like, I'm talking about credit, that it's an amazing thing, but it's only an amazing thing if you understand how to use it correctly and minimize risk. If you use it just like, hey, I'm just gonna pay this, maybe I'll make some money. Like, I'm just gonna go spend, buy some shit, buy a purse, buy a backpack, buy a flight, buy a car on credit. Like, you're gonna get yourself in the same situation that I got into, in the same situation on many levels that the entire freaking world is in. America, $8,000 is the average debt each household carries. That's crazy. Like, these banks and the education system is setting you up to freaking fail, to not thrive in this economy. That's why they're giving you student loans so easily. Like, hey, here's student loans. Here you go. You're gonna be paying this for the rest of your fucking life. You're gonna be on a leash for the rest of your life. And there's a couple people that get into a situation so shitty, like me. I'm like, dude, I gotta figure some shit out. Is he trying to tell us to run up a credit card and then file for bankruptcy and do it again? That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. Stupidest shit. Listen to this call in full, okay? And then you'll understand, okay? I'm telling you what happened to me. I fucked up. I was not knowledgeable about how to use credit for business. I didn't understand that if I'm gonna run up my balances, my credit score is gonna dive, I'm gonna run up a bunch of bills, and then I'm gonna end up in the shittiest situation that everybody else is in on many different levels. Okay? So credit, like, it can be very powerful, but it can be very destructive, which it is for a lot of people. So I wanna give you guys an understanding of what's possible, but also what are the risks if you do it without having the right knowledge of it. And I'm giving you literally free resources on this call. Like, if you guys scroll up earlier, there's a website, uscreditcardguide.com. You go there, you see what's possible, what kind of rewards credit cards give you, what kind of credit cards are out there. You go to my IGTV, I do these lives all the time. Like, I can't explain everything in one call. I can give you guys a lot. Like, on this call, you will have a very good basic understanding of where to start, what to do. But you're not going to learn everything in one call. Otherwise, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be traveling for free, starting multi-million-dollar businesses. It starts with getting a basic understanding. One, I know a lot of you guys are here to travel for free. Okay, that's one. But two, so you don't end up in a shitty situation in debt, just like the majority of freaking America. Like, these banks and these education systems are not teaching credit. Why? Because they're making money 22, 23% a year on everybody that's not educated, that's running up their credit card on bad debt, on their personal credit, just paying them interest and fees and all that shit. Trillions and trillions of dollars a year. You know, $14 trillion in consumer debt. You know how much money banks are making off of this? Like, it's insane. It's insane. And just to clear everything up for a lot of people that are brand new to credit, I am not running up my credit cards and filing for bankruptcy. I'm not running up my debts and just like forgetting about them. Absolutely not. One, I'm using credit to go and leverage travel rewards, get a bunch of those. And two, I'm leveraging credit in a way where I'm minimizing risk and I'm spending it on my business or investments that are proven to cash flow. I'm not like, hey, I'm gonna spend this and maybe it'll work. No. First, I go and use the cash that I have. And I'll tell you, if you don't have any cash, I'll tell you what the solution is. I go use that to test a business, to test something. And when it's proven to be profitable, then I can use credit. This is how we minimize risk when you use credit. Like, every single day. You know, here's a rule that you need to stick by if you're just in the beginning. Like, you're 18, 19, 20, maybe you're 30, maybe you're just getting into credit. Only use credit if you have the equal amount of cash to pay back whatever you're spending on. Okay, stick to that rule and you will be okay. Don't just go and like rack up your debts like every single person who's like, no, I'll just pay it back later. But when you pay it back later, you're gonna get fees, you're gonna get late payments, you're gonna screw up your personal debt. Because of that, you're not gonna be able to get a car, you're not gonna be able to get an apartment, you're not gonna be able to get certain jobs, and now you're stuck on the bank's leash paying them fees when you're not making shit because credit's holding you back. You guys understand? If you guys are seeing value in this, put a 1 in the comments. Put a 1 in the comments if you're seeing value from this call. Like, there's not a lot of people that understand this. It took me to get in such a bad financial situation to realize this. Like, otherwise I wouldn't have. And most people, they never climb out of that. Luckily, something clicked in my head, and I'm like, dude, I gotta change. Otherwise, I'm literally just like, I'm not gonna make it. I don't know. I'm not gonna make it. That's it. That's it. So now look, there was a question. Let me go to it right now. Let me find it. Where's it at? You guys submitted like a couple thousand questions. Let me try to find this thing really quick. No, I can't even find it. So somebody asked, if you had the power to become an expert like that in anything, what would it be? That's a simple answer. That's a simple answer and the solution for those of you that say, hey, I don't have any money. That solution is, I would become an expert in sales. In sales. Why? Because sales is communication. Sales is not something that a car salesman does, pushing a product down somebody's throat or selling a car. No, sales in general is communication. And if you're able to communicate better, you will make more money in every single part of your life. Not only that, you're going to be able to literally communicate better with your husband or your wife or your kids. You're going to be able to understand what is the problem, what is the solution. That's what sales is. And when I was deep in debt, I got myself a sales job. I somehow landed it. I just went to every place possible, somehow landed a sales job. And I'm like, I realized I need the skill. I need this skill not only to make an income, but more importantly, to go and start a business. Because when I was trying to start a business, I had no sales, I had no skills. I was not able to tell, my potential customer what the value of my product is. I was not able to communicate to my team or the people around me. So sales is the thing that I would become an expert in if I was able to do it like that. And something that will solve every one of your guys' money problems. Fucking green screen. You guys been on the call? You guys see me touch the pool already? Look, hey, if the background's too beautiful, if the reality's too beautiful and you can't fathom it, hop off the call, man. If you can't fathom it, if the ideas are too big, you gotta hop off. Because that's what I was saying earlier in the call. People just stick to their environment. Like the majority of people are just in an average, shitty environment. And they get stuck in it for so long, they're like, anything outside of this is not real. Anything outside of this is not real. That's what I believed too, in the beginning. Until I got a taste. He splashed. Oh, so now the pool's rented. I see. I rented this can too. So, I want to give you guys a nugget right now. And how you can go and get 60,000 travel points if your credit is decent. And what I mean by decent credit is you have like a 750 plus credit score. You got to be 18, by the way. If you're under 18, keep this in the back of your head when you do start credit. If your credit is decent, you got a 750 plus credit score on TransUnion, because this is what they're going to check. And you have a couple credit cards already. Maybe you got 1 or 2 credit cards. You're going to go for a credit card called Aviator Red by Barclays. Aviator Red by Barclays. If somebody can comment that, if you guys know what card I'm talking about, so people can screenshot. 620. By the way, like when I was in debt, I had a 490 credit score. That's like really it's really why I started learning credit, because I had to get out of my debt, 1, and 2, I had to fix my credit score. Yeah, Aviator Red by Barclays. Exactly. Screenshot that. That card will give you 60,000 points. All you got to do is make your first purchase. Like literally, you can buy a stick of gum and you get 60,000 points. 60,000 points you can go and use for a trip to Europe and back right now from California. Like that right here, I told you why that card. Like literally that card right there will get you a round trip around the world flight right now if you go get it. But just make sure like your credit has to be decent. And if it's not decent, you got to understand that I'll tell you a couple secrets about credit, by the way. So if your credit is not at like a 750 or whatever, maybe you got like a 690, couple things. You're probably utilizing your accounts too high. So if you have, for example, a credit line of 5,000 and you're using 4,000 of it, that's extreme. That's like an 80% utilization rate. That's super high. You got to keep it under 6%. But now keep in mind, it reports every 30 days. You got to find out when that card reports. All you got to do is call your bank. Hey, when does my card report? And then you can max it out. You just got to pay it back before that reporting date and get that thing to report super low. Utilization and payment history are the two biggest killers of credit scores. Remember that. All right? Never miss a freaking payment. Never miss a payment. Even if you got to call the bank, if you can't make your payments, say, hey, look, I'm in a tough situation. It's COVID. I just need an extension. I just don't want to ruin my credit. What's the best card to go for after a secured card? So if you guys are just starting out, literally just starting out, you want to build a foundation. Before you do the travel hacking, before you do anything, you want to build a foundation to have good credit. Not only to go get a car, a good loan on a house, an apartment, and a job, everything day to day. Like you guys are going to be using credit. Doesn't matter where you're from. Maybe if you're from like some crazy third world country, maybe you won't be. But if you're in like US, Australia, UK, Canada, you're going to be using credit. You got to have your credit on point. Okay? So first things you want to do, you want to get 1, 2, 3 credit cards. You want to start with one at first. And you want to build a relationship with that bank. And what I mean by that is you get the credit card, you use it all the time, you never max it out, you make payments on time, and when you make those payments, they're going to report to the credit bureau agencies. And those credit bureau agencies are going to build a profile for you that other banks are going to check to see if you're a qualified borrower for your next credit card, for your apartment, for your job, for everything, for your car. Okay? Then after a couple months, you're gonna go for a second credit card. So if you're in the US, one example could be you start off with the basic Capital One secured credit card. If you got a terrible credit score, you got no credit score, that credit card requires a small down payment and they give you an approval for that exact amount. So if you put down $200, they'll give you a credit line of $200. But that's important because you can use it even if it's $5. The most important thing is you use it and they report to the credit bureau agencies, so they build a profile for you. Then in a couple months, you can go for your second card. Because of a bunch of like there's a bunch of internal bank rules and stuff like that, but the second credit card that you guys should go for is a Chase Freedom. Chase has this rule called 524. And this is like a little bit advanced. It's not really basic stuff. Excuse me. That doesn't allow you to get a bunch of credit cards after you've gotten already a bunch. So you want to go for that first, so you can get those cards first. So Capital One, secured. Chase Freedom, after a couple months. Once you got 2, maybe 3 credit cards, maybe you go for one more, like a Chase Sapphire Preferred or a Reserve. Then you're ready to go for the travel hacking stuff, because now you can go and get approved for 2, 3, 4 credit cards at one time. You can get a bunch of bonuses. Okay, let me answer a couple questions. Drop your best questions right now. I'll answer like maybe 10 of them before we go on to the next part. Capital One, so easy to get. I have a bankruptcy. Chase don't want me. Bankruptcy is a tough situation for sure, but it is removable depending on how old it is, what kind of accounts they are. Chase Sapphire Reserve. Exactly. Drop any questions you guys have. I'll spend like 2 minutes answering a couple of questions. I opened Chase Sapphire account 1 month ago. How long should I wait to apply for another credit card? You want to go check your credit score first. Make sure it's reporting. And you want to go to Experian. Okay, write this down. If you don't know like how to check your credit score, write this down. Go to Experian.com. Okay, it's free, Experian.com. and then go to creditkarma.com, also free. If you're like in literally almost any country, Experian exists besides Canada. In Canada, it's going to be TransUnion and Equifax, which is also around in the US. But Experian.com and creditkarma.com. Creditkarma.com is going to give you scores for 2 bureaus. If you have a decent score, you see stuff is reporting, then you can go for your second credit card. Otherwise, you want to use it for like another month, make sure you make a payment, because that's what's going to report and give you a credit profile and a credit score. I got a $650 and a $1,500 medical debt. Why can't I get a Chase Freedom credit card? Because you got a $650 and a medical debt. You want to clear that medical debt first, and you want to get that credit score up to at least a 720. You should not be applying for anything unless you have a 720 plus credit score. And by the way, if you guys have like collections, debts, all that stuff is removable. I just want to let you know that it is removable. You shouldn't pay it. There are other methods to do it, and that's, you know, part of the credit repair stuff that you should learn. How do you juggle waiving the annual fee for multiple credit cards? That's a little bit advanced stuff that I share only in the inner circle. I'm not sure if you're part of it or not, but that's like inner circle stuff, more advanced stuff. But this is I want to do kind of a basic one like that everybody here can execute on. Everybody here can start on. What can I do before I turn 18? There's a lot of stuff you can do before you turn 18, but the main thing that you should do before you turn 18 is to get your parents to add you on their credit cards as an authorized user. And before you ask them, you should go Google authorized user and make sure that your parents understand that it is absolutely no risk to them as long as they send themselves the credit card. And what the process is they simply add you as an authorized user on their account so that you can potentially use their credit card, but you don't use it. Your parents just keep the credit card. But what that does for you, even though you're not 18, is that it builds a credit profile based on your parents' credit account. Okay? If you guys understand that, put A1. Authorized users to build credit in the beginning is very, very important. That's going to give you a credit score. That's going to report stuff. Credit line increase. Are you a fan? Of course. I've got millions in available credit. Advice for students with harsh scores and difficulties getting credit cards. If you got a bad score, get a secured credit card. Get a couple authorized user accounts. I put my children on my credit cards. Is that a good thing to do? That's an awesome thing to do. Awesome thing to do. Because that builds their credit profile. I got little brothers that are, I think one's turning 15, the other one's turning 16. They're on my accounts. They're on my accounts, so I can build their credit. By the time they turn 18, they can go and apply for good credit cards, quickly build their credit. How do we save the annual fees? So you guys have to understand, like when you get into the advanced credit hacking, you're able to waive the annual fees. So like a Chase Sapphire Reserve is $550 a year. It's super expensive, but there are ways to completely waive it and get the card for free. How to improve credit if already in debt? You got to understand, okay? You never want to rely 100% on credit. That's what the majority of people do. And they're paycheck to paycheck, so they're like barely making it, right? You want to focus on your income. You want to focus on your income because you want to have, here's the rule. You want to have enough cash to where you don't need credit, and you want to have enough credit to where you don't need cash. That's kind of the gist, the rule that you want to follow. You never want to focus on just one or the other. Because with credit, you can leverage your cash. With cash, you can leverage your credit, and vice versa. You never want to just rely on the credit. It gets super risky. What do you spend money on to get the bonuses, especially if they require? So there's something called manufactured spending. Okay, manufactured spending is a technique, and there's multiple ways to do it, that is used to get points without actually spending anything. So like when you guys see me on the TikTok videos and I'm showing you a bunch of credit cards, I have about 60 credit cards. Then all of those have a bonus, they have rewards, and there are ways called manufactured spending to get points without spending anything. And like one basic technique to do it, it's kind of like an outdated technique. There's a bunch of advanced ones, But you basically buy gift cards. You go get money orders from like Walmart or the post office, and then you turn the credit into cash, and then from a different account you pay back the credit cards. It sounds a little bit complicated, but trust me, like once you spend 10 minutes on it, it becomes a very simple idea. Thank you for the live. Awesome. Of course. Like when I was learning this shit, when I was in debt, like I wish somebody was teaching credit. Like I wish somebody was teaching credit in a fun way where I'm seeing actually them leveraging it for their life, as opposed to somebody that's in a classroom. Oh, here's a finance, here's a credit lesson. I'm gonna go back home and not do shit with the information that I'm teaching you. Like that's what college is. That's what high school is. You're learning. Like that's what I'm saying. Like high school and the education system is a big fucking scam, because how does it possibly make sense for you to learn from somebody that is not doing what they're teaching? That's just that's crazy. When I was in finance and I was in an investing class, I asked my professor one day, I'm like, so like what kind of stuff are you invested in? We were talking about like investing theory and like how to build partnerships and businesses. I'm like, so what are you invested in? What kind of businesses outside of teaching us do you have? And the teacher says, and it blew my mind, this is when I realized like this is the biggest bullshit scam ever. She said, well, I don't do that stuff. What do you mean? I just teach you guys it. I'm like, I don't understand. How are you teaching us without ever doing it? I'm like, that blew my mind. That blew my mind. You're being taught to be the person that is teaching you. Like you're going to high school and you're going to college and you're learning how to be a person who teaches bullshit or goes to a job, makes their 10, 12, 15 bucks an hour, and then goes back home. Fuck that. like I'm glad, I'm thankful that professor told me that bullshit, because that like a light bulb went off, and I'm like that's what I'm like, all right, look, I'm gonna finish college and whatever, but I'm gonna spend the rest of the time traveling. I'm like, I got this opportunity, I'm gonna go travel. I'm gonna finish my classes, because maybe, I still believe there was some value for me personally to do it, which there wasn't for me. I'm not saying that's the case for you, because if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or any specified profession like that, you got to go to school. But for somebody that wants to be an entrepreneur in business, you got to go work for somebody and learn from somebody that is doing what you want to do. If you want to be, like if you want to run an auto company, go work for somebody that runs an auto company. If you want to go do real estate, learn from somebody that does real estate. Like if you want to go do travel hacking, go learn from somebody that doesn't just talk about it. Go learn from somebody that does it every fucking week. Credit. Learn from somebody that's been in the worst situation ever in their life, got out of it, and is now leveraging it to live a beautiful fucking life. She was not long ago. You see what I mean? Can you name a good credit repair company? I'm telling you guys on this call right now, you should learn to do the basics yourself. I tried to hire a bunch of companies in the beginning, it was not working. I learned all of it myself, and I got my credit score from a 490 to a 750 in about 3 to 4 months. I use Experian.com. You can't just use Experian.com if you want to get full reports on all of the bureaus, because credit companies, they're not checking just one credit bureau. He cap, he buy and rent and return a lot. What, I'm like, am I gonna return that pool or the plane that I was on or this drink? People, I talked about this in the beginning of the call, people that just say cap on everything, they're gonna realize pretty soon their whole life is cap. Why is Charles Schwab bank account needed for the Platinum Amex Charles Schwab? Because it's a partnership with Charles Schwab. That's the Amex Platinum with Charles Schwab. Can you talk about sequencing a bit? No, sequencing is a bit more advanced. I just want to give like a basic understanding for everybody, so they can go and execute right now. Like even if they're just in the beginning phases or they just need a refresher, that's what we're talking about today. How often do scores update every month? On Credit Karma, they update it every 7 days, but credit card banks, they update every 30 days. Every 30 days. I haven't started my credit yet, and I'm 19. How should I start? How should I start? I want you to watch all my videos on IGTV, because I did a lot of these calls, and you're going to get different information from every one of these calls. And you're going to learn to start. But I talked about this in the beginning of the call. You want to get one credit card for about 2 months. You want to use it, get a credit score. On top of that, you want to get a couple of authorized user accounts, get added on your parents' or your friends' accounts that are in good standing, by the way. You don't want to get added to accounts that are in bad standing. That will negatively affect you. So remember that, okay? Thank you. Didn't know that you need a 720. That's real good to know. Awesome. My credit is a 520 and I'm building it. Awesome. Mine was at a 490. Mine was at a 490. I got it back up to a 750. Now I'm sitting at near 800 all the time. And can you buy something, get rewards, and return the item back? In most cases, you're going to be getting the return back on the same card. There are exceptions to that, and this is a method that can be used for getting points, actually. Inner Circle works in Mexico. I got students in Mexico. Yeah, I got students in Mexico. If you guys don't know what the Inner Circle is like the advanced program, not the basic stuff, is the advanced program to get you understanding the advanced travel hacks, the advanced ways to establish, scale, and leverage your credit, repair it, and leverage it for businesses like e-commerce, real estate. It gives you the entire step-by-step breakdown to get from basics travel hacking to advanced travel hacking. Like the way that I do it, that's what the Inner Circle is. And I got students in US, I got students in UK, Canada, Australia. But you don't gotta pay me. You don't gotta pay me to learn the basics. I'm telling you guys all the time, on calls, on these IGTVs, on my story. Like, you guys wanna learn the basics, you don't gotta buy anything. It's free. It's free. Every week, every day. But if you wanna learn the advanced stuff, that's what the Inner Circle is. So if you wanna get access to it, just send me a DM, because we're gonna cap it at the end of the week. All right, so you pay it off every month. Yeah, you want to pay it off every single month because you don't want to report high utilization. Like a high balance on your credit card, you do not want to report it. You know what the big misconception is? People think that, hey, just keep your credit card at 30% utilization. You know who came up with that shit? Banks came up with it. Because when you have some sort of a balance, you're paying interest to the banks. And you're just not realizing it because it's not that much. But that's how they make their money. It's not 30%. You want to report it as zero. You don't want to be paying interest or fees or anything to these banks. You want to get in a position where you're leveraging the banks to make yourself money. When I left my sales job, it's because I finally got a good understanding of credit to where I can use it to make myself money. And the way I did it was I learned that there was a way to borrow money from the banks for free, meaning that I did not have to pay any interest or fees on it, and that I could use it for funding real estate deals. I had friends that were professionals in real estate. I didn't go try it by myself. I had professional friends in real estate. I worked with them. I funded these deals, and I started making more money than my sales job. And I'm like, it's time for me to go on my own. I'm finally ready with the skills, with the knowledge, with the understanding of how to leverage credit without ending up in the same situation that I previously did, which is $82,000 worth of debt. And in 12 months from the time that I was in $82,000 worth of debt, think of that. My life is done, 22 years old, to 12 months later, I'm making over 6 figures. I got a sales skill. Like put the money aside. The money is cool and all that. But what's cool is that I got a skill that I can go use to start a business, or a skill that I can go use if I was somebody that wanted to get a job. I can go use that skill to make another company see that I got more value. And I should be paid more because I have a skill called sales, which is communication. And I'm able to better communicate my value to that company and get a better salary. See what I mean? And anyways, like, if somebody understands sales, any company wants to hire them. 111, awesome. Awesome. MS is really risky. They will shut you down. Yeah, so manufacturer spending is really risky. They will shut down your account and break that relationship too. There are ways to do it safely, and there are ways to do it with a high risk, which I don't do. We don't do. I don't teach any of that. There are ways to do everything with a high risk, and there are ways to do everything with a low risk. There are ways around everything. There are methods for things, you know? Cap. We already talked about these people that say cap. It's funny, like, everybody on TikTok, the only thing they do at home is just go to people's pages and just no matter what, like no matter what it is, they just say cap, cap. It could be like a mom talking to her son on a live video. They'll just say cap. Could be somebody teaching credit, cap. Their life is cap. The whole school system is a scam. Don't get me started. I agree with you on that one. All right, there's so many questions that I'm missing. I apologize. You guys can shoot me a DM if you got questions, if you want some help. But if you just started following me, and you hopped on this live call, maybe you just recently started following me, let me know in the comments. Are you getting value from this call right here? Are you getting information that you can literally use in real life to better your financial position, to really get started with traveling for free, to be in a position where you can get a car loan, a apartment, a better job? Awesome. Good to hear. Because most people on TikTok, they're just doing this shit. They're just doing, all this bullshit. I'm trying to be on there, spend some value every single day. And the way I do that is I get you guys' attention with showing you what I'm doing with my life. Because the only way to learn is to learn from somebody that is doing what they teach. That's it. If someone's teaching some bullshit and you don't see them doing it, that's a fucking scam. That's a bunch of bullshit. Like, let's be real. Like, people get sucked into this mentality that you got to go to college, you got to finish this, and then you got to go get a job and then move up the ranks. Bullshit. There are ways around it. I'm not saying there's some stupid, crazy shortcuts to go from zero to making $1 million a year and just being a fucking boss. No, but there are ways to learn faster. There are ways to learn better. There are ways to move faster, but you still got to get the skills. You still got to get the information. You still got to drop people that are just stupid and just holding you back. That's a fact. In the last 3 years of my life, 4 years of my life, I've been through highs, extreme fucking lows, but those lows I'm very thankful for because they taught me what I need to do to start persevering, to start thriving, to start making money, to start doing what the fuck I want to do. I'm 26 right now. I'm so thankful for the shit that I went through because I'm in a position like this now at 26 years old, where I get to receive comments like, this is cap, this is bullshit, he's just hella rich, his parents are holding him up. That's a huge compliment to me because for those people, that is just not a reality. They just don't believe that's freaking real. Like, when you guys say cap, it's a big compliment. How do you make money off credit card hacking? So, I'm not making money off credit card hacking. Okay, to put it in a different perspective, I am leveraging credit cards in the way that I could get money for free, borrow money for free without paying interest and fees, and use it for something like real estate. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Let's say there's a house that I can rent out, and I have a little bit of cash, and there's something called an FHA loan, which is a first home buyer's loan. So something where if you're buying your first property, that you can go put down a very small amount of money and you can leverage credit. You can get a loan to fulfill the remainder of that amount for the house. So let's say I have a $1 million house. With that particular loan, I only got to put down $30,000. If you have good credit, you build relationships with the banks, you've established a foundation, just like we talked about on the call today, I can go and get that loan. That loan for that house is something that I can use to get that house, own it, and use it as a property to rent out. So now that $30,000 got me a $1 million house, and now that $1 million house is paying me a couple $1,000s a year. That's a very basic example of how, if you have good credit, you got a good foundation, you understand how to leverage it with minimal risk. There's always risk. You always have to just keep it at a minimum, and then you start making money. Now, the deals I'm doing with credit, they're a lot bigger now. My focus is e-commerce brands, real estate, primarily multifamily. I've kind of ventured away from the single family stuff, getting into bigger stuff. Colombia. I might be in Colombia soon. So when I started the call, I said, you guys are going to see literally live travel hacking in the next week or two on my stories. I'm going to be somewhere. One of those places might be Colombia. One of those places might be Miami. So you guys will see me traveling because stuff's opening up. And by the way, if you guys want to see what countries are opening up, like on a day-to-day updated basis, you go to, you Google kayak COVID restrictions. Okay, Kayak is a travel company, and they got this cool chart, and it tells you exactly what countries are open, half open, or whatever. Fuck COVID. I mean, COVID is bad or whatever, but like, COVID is the biggest opportunity for people that have their credit on point, understand how to take that opportunity and use it to their advantage. And like, yes, a lot of people are in a bad position because of it. They lost their job, their business is gone, but you got to look at it in a different light. You got to understand that, look, this is an opportunity for me to innovate, for me to go find new opportunities, for me to be better, learn a new skill, because something I'm doing right now is not working. Because of the shit that I went through a couple years back, I'm in a position where I understand that this pandemic is the biggest opportunity ever to go pick up cheap assets, to go start a business when all the competition is like, I'm just gonna wait around, I'm not gonna do shit, I'm not getting credit. Dude, like, I got nearly 1,000 students in the inner circle that are getting stupid massive credit lines even during this pandemic. While people are just sitting on the sidelines, I got students in the inner circle that are starting businesses, that are investing into real estate, investing into e-com. They're funding and scaling their e-com business. Amazon, for example, has never done this freaking good. They have destroyed the marketplace. Like, the amount of business they took from everything is insane. You got to innovate. Okay, you got to take opportunities. You cannot wait around. Like, right now is literally on pause. The world is on freaking pause. This is the opportunity for you to go learn some new shit. Don't wait around. Don't hop on your Zoom calls for college and just think that's going to get you to where you want to go. That's only going to get you on TikTok when somebody fucking dances in the Zoom call, kicks a teacher off. Like, go do your classes, but go focus on some new information, new knowledge, something that's actually going to be useful to you. You guys are already taking the first step right now to be on this call for like the last 30 minutes to an hour. You're taking the first step. And I'm telling you right now, because nobody else will, like, huge opportunities. Everything's on pause. Go learn, go focus, go make moves, go reach out to people. Drop the people around you that you know, like deep down, you know are holding you back. Hell yeah. Can't fly to Europe from the US. Yeah, some stuff is closed right now. Come to Quebec. Yeah, I love Quebec. I've been to 47 countries right now. I'm trying to hit 50 before the end of 2020. I think I'll make it happen. You guys will see pretty soon. All right. Getting hundreds of DMs about the Inner Circle. I want to give you guys an understanding of what it is. Okay, Inner Circle is my advanced credit and travel hacking program. Okay, it's on Instagram. It's not like a course where you just like get some content, you learn it or don't learn it. Everything's on Instagram. Okay, you get access to it, you get the teachings, but you also get support from myself and the support team. And it's everything about credit repair, understanding how to establish and scale your personal and business credit, and how to use it with minimal risk to go fund a business, to go buy real estate, to go make investments. And the fun part, the very fun part, is the travel hacking. How to get the free flights, the free hotels with and without credit. You don't even need good credit for it to start. And that's what the Inner Circle is, because I'm getting like a couple hundred DMs since last night. If you guys want access, keep in mind it's $1,000, but it's lifetime access. Okay, lifetime access. But again, like if you want to learn the basics, you don't got to pay me anything. You don't got to pay me anything. I do these calls every single week. You want to learn just the basics. You want to get an understanding of how to travel hack, how to leverage credit, get it good, get it on point. Make sure that your day-to-day stuff with your car, with your apartment, with your job being approved for stuff is on point. You don't got to join the Inner Circle for that. You got plenty of free content on my Instagram that you can, right after this, go learn from. But if you want to get on the advanced stuff, send me a DM right now. Send me a DM right now, and myself or my team will get back to you about the Inner Circle and if we have enough spots to get access right now. Because we got to cap it every once in a while. I mentioned to you guys, you got support. So if we get like 500 people in, we're not going to be able to give support to everybody. So that's why we got to cap it until the team's big enough. What airline credit cards give the best frequent miles? Okay, overall, I would say for everybody here, your goal is to get a Chase Sapphire Reserve. It's literally 50% more points than just like about any regular credit card that you can get. Chase Sapphire Reserve. Okay, it's got 1.5 times the points that you can transfer from your business side of Chase. It's with Chase, by the way, or any other credit card that you have with Chase. And you can get 1.5 times the points. Geez, now that's a good business. 1K for some group, which 1,000 people are already of. 1 million, not bad. Yeah. And, you know, online education is just one of my businesses. My main businesses are actual businesses. Education is just one of the businesses I do. Is joining the Inner Circle a tax write-off? 100%. 100%. Yes, reserved is better than the preferred, for sure. Okay, let's do this. Let's run this world. I'm not smart. I'm not math smart, but I got skills. I'm not math smart either. I'm not math smart at all. I know how to add, multiply, and subtract, but I fucking hated the geometry. My mom used to tell me every single day, Jan, do your geometry. Jan, do your geometry. I fucking hated math. I hated that bullshit. Love the hustle. Rich you are. Totally. I'm doing good now. Okay, I'm doing good now, but there's a lot of levels to climb. There's way more advanced things to do. But I'm telling you guys right now that I'm not somebody that was brought up with a bunch of money, that had like some kind of loans from family or some bullshit like that. No. I came from Russia when I was 7 years old with my mom. I grew up in middle class. I paid for college myself with the hustles that I was doing 60 hours a week, making 10 to 30 bucks an hour here and there, just doing whatever I could to get by. And like when I got into debt, like nobody helped me out. Nobody but myself. And I was freaking broke until the age of like 22. And luckily, you know, things happened where I got in such a bad position that something clicked in my head and I'm like, I got to do something completely different. And that's when things changed. That's when like the next 12 months, like the next 12 months were like 5 freaking years of effort and things changing. I'm like, dude, this year I am like, I don't even know who I was last year. That's how fast shit changes. And those of you guys that are on the call right now, like, you got to understand that focusing on something correctly, on one thing that's going to bring you change, it can happen in 6 months. Doing it correctly, not doing fucking 5 things at once, or staying at the same like fucking job that you know has no upside. Like, you know what has upside is going and working for somebody that, like, you know, it's like a startup or something that you know you can climb the ranks, you can get close to the founders, you can learn from them, and that kind of information you can use for yourself later. Like that opportunity right there, fuck making any money from there. The value is in learning from the people that are already doing well. You got to think of it like that. Don't think of, oh, this job's gonna make me 1,000 or 3,000 or 6,000 a month. Like, think of it, yeah, I'm making an income, but why am I doing this? There's got to be a reason why you're doing this for your next step. If you're not progressing in life, and I learned this early on, you're not gonna be happy. That's why I'm never gonna fucking retire, because I'm gonna make sure I'm doing what the fuck I love to do every single day. That's what I'm gonna fucking do. I'm not gonna be 60 years old. I'm like, oh, thank God I stopped working. Now I can retire and lay my fat ass on a beach and drink a pina colada. Fuck no. I'm working right now, already doing like what I love. I really love what I'm doing right now. The businesses that I'm running, the people that I'm helping, the impact that I'm having, that shit fuels me. And I never want to stop doing any of that stuff. You know, that's the kind of mentality you got to have. Otherwise, you're not going to be happy. You got to have progress. Have to have progress. You feel? Get a mentor, basically, really good advice. Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of people say get a mentor, but like, they don't explain what that means. They don't explain what that means. You see? I got, like, when I started learning stuff, when I started learning about credit, like, nobody was teaching it, so I had to like go through it myself, you know. And now I'm like, dude, like, imagine if I had somebody like on Instagram or like somewhere just like teaching this stuff to where I can get close to them or their team or whatever. But you got to have a couple different mentors. You don't want to have too many though. You want to have a mentor, for example, like I had at my sales job that I got close to. He was the founder of the company, of the startup. And I got really good at the job, not because I wanted to make money as a priority, like that was important for me, but it was primarily because I wanted to get close to the person and understand how they're thinking, what kind of skills can I get from them, how do they run a team, how do they communicate, why are they making a couple $1 million a year? You know, when I started thinking like that, shit started changing. If I was just focusing on the income, I would have got burnt out right away because I wouldn't see that much progress. I wouldn't see the next step. I wouldn't have something to look forward to. You see what I mean? Like, I just want to get some different kind of thinking, get you guys in a different mindset. There's 54 people on the call. We had like 70 or whatever. But there's always the majority of people that just drop off because their mind is stuck in a place where it's never going to change. Like, they can see a beautiful opportunity in front of their face and they're not going to do shit about it. They're just going to sit on the sidelines and their life is not going to change. And so be it. Because if those people all took the opportunities that were presented to them, you and I would have way too much competition and it would be way too fucking hard. You feel? So it's good. It's good. What kind of other business models do you have attempted? If you guys are like literally looking for some side hustles, go to my IGTVs. I got a couple IGTVs that are like 30 or 40 minutes long, literally about side hustles that you can start this week during Corona and make some money, like a couple $1,000 a week at least. Something that I used to do when I was in debt just to stay afloat. Like, those are the side hustles that I used to do that were making me some money that you guys can do too. Awesome. Yep. All right, let me answer like 5 questions before I hop off. I've been on here for like way longer than I expected, but I hope you guys got value. So let me answer a couple questions before I hop off really quick. If we paid you a monthly paycheck, what do you mean? That's easily 60K. Drop a couple questions. I'm gonna answer a couple and then I'm gonna hop out. Have you gotten your merch yet? No, brother. I'm gonna check at the post office in the next couple days. Let's get sushi. I love sushi, and I would love to go out with everybody that wants to go out. But truth is, like the last part of the year is the most important for any business, and literally got no time. No taxes. I'm back for the inner circle. Inner circle, like you don't gotta pay me a paycheck or anything like that. It's not a subscription or anything. It's $1,000 one time, lifetime access. That's it. Where can I get your shirt? It's a one of one, man. One of one, but somebody on the call here is trying to make me these. So if we can make them, I'll sell them. And you guys can get it. It is a dope shirt though. Amex logo. 10 year. You don't make money. How do you product change from a Chase Sapphire Reserve into a Chase Business Inc. card? You can't product change from a personal to a business, but you can product change from a Chase Sapphire Preferred to a Reserve, just with a phone call. And you can do that with the inks on the business side, but you can't go personal to business or vice versa. Oh, okay. I cut your hair. Okay. What's up, Yusuke? Then let's make it happen. Let's make it happen then. I'll make them for cheaper. You run any drop shipping e-com stores? I got an e-com business that I'm running. It's nothing like automation or anything like that. But I got a couple things in the background. Yep. All right, my friends. Hey, I'm gonna hop off. You guys are DMing me about the inner circle. Again, a quick summary. Inner circle, it's $1,000 lifetime access, and that's where you're gonna learn all the advanced, everything that I do, credit and travel hacking secrets, everything about credit repair, about scaling, establishing your personal and business credit, and understanding how to leverage it for businesses like e-com, real estate, investments, and everything about travel hacking from 0 to 100 with and without credit. Whether you're in US, UK, Australia, it don't matter. A lot of these principles, a lot of these hacks, you can implement even if you're not from the United States. Of course. Always here to bring value. If you guys got value from this call, something that you can literally take for free and implement today in your lives, whether it's the motivation that you got today or the information about credit or travel hacking, drop a like and drop a comment that you got value from this call, because I want to do a lot of these and I want to do these every week, but I just got to know that you guys getting value from these calls so I can continue making them happen. They take a lot of effort, they take a lot of work. I take a lot of time out of my day to prepare them, to make sure the questions are answered and that you guys are getting information and value out of these calls. So if you got value out of these things, drop a like. Awesome. Let's go. Let's make some fucking moves. I don't care if you're on this call and you're fucking 12 or you're 15 or you're 45. Man, let's make some moves. Let's make it happen. Let's get some progress in our lives. The world's on pause. We got no competition right now. People are just sitting around waiting for shit to get back to normal. Have you ever thought of doing your own podcast? I have. I got so many things going on right now. I'm working about 18 hours a day right now. It's crazy. But I'm working right now so that I can be in a position 10 years from now where I'm doing the same stuff, but on a much, much bigger level, where where things are happening without me having to hustle 18 hours a day. I love it, but realistically, it is impossible to do it forever. And that's where the progress comes in phases. You got to hustle every fucking day, no matter what. And then you get into a position where things are happening, your team's working, you know, your team for this business is working, your team for that business is working, and you're in a position where you're, you know, basically bringing ideas to the table, progressing the team as a whole with big movements. I fucks with the SEO. Let's go. When will you send me $1 million for my school projects? $1 million for a school project. You must be Donald Trump looking for a $1 million loan. You guys are funny, man. You should have had motivational speaker in your profile. Dude, you guys already know I'm a motivational speaker. But honestly, yeah, I might be a motivational speaker, but I'm not gonna say I'm a motivational speaker. Like, people that have it in their bio is a bunch of bullshit. $1 million hairs. All right. Hey, appreciate you guys hopping on the call. Good seeing you. Shoot me a DM if you got any questions. If you want to get in the inner circle, I'm gonna make a post about it tomorrow, and we're gonna cap it at the end of the week for probably the rest of the year. So if you want to make a move on it, make a move on it. Don't be sitting on the sidelines. Okay? Let's go. All right. I'm gonna try to save this. Maybe, hopefully, you guys can rewatch it. If not, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.